Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
We are back. It's Sunday. There is a few things I want to discuss. There's a new test out in France this week, and apart from that, nothing really has moved apart from the Batmobile 66. That's the only thing that's been posted out this week. So,
yeah. It's not been. I mean, to me, it's been a bit of a hectic week. So I'm still on catch up with everything. So, and then I had a bit of a disaster with the camper, but I've reached out to Peter Webster, who's managing to sort it for me. Thank goodness. So, if you watch today's video, I was very disgruntled at the end of it because I ended up losing a clip. So
I've been there loads of times. Stuff's fallen on the floor and gets eaten by the carpet monster that lives down here. It's like some sort of black hole. If it just falls down and falls into it and never gets appeared again.
Oh no! You know what? If I was in my previous room, I probably would have found it quite easily. But in here, not a chance.
Yeah, it's the same in here. I mean, I'm only on this like little desk here, but if anything falls on the floor, it's gone forever. I could spend years and I'd never find it. So I don't know where it falls and where it goes, but we've all had times like that where stuff falls down and it's normally the littlest, tiniest bit of thing, and it's like, really?
Oh no, I know. No, you know what? When I was doing the first one, I was really careful with it, and then the second, it just went ping, and I was just like, I had a quick look, and I thought, there's no way I'm finding that in a million years. It could be anywhere. So
I had when I was doing the RoboCop originally, and you have to do the little springs on the fingers because you have to hold it and you tighten that, and then one went, and it went, and I heard it, and I was like, this spring is like a micro spring. I was like, I'm never going to find that. In a million years, I'm never going to find that.
No.
But it worked. I mean, the hands worked pretty fine without the springs in them. But yeah, it did happen to me, and I was cautious this time round when I did it because I was like, right.
you gotta think about it. Everything on the floor starts looking like the part that you've lost.
Yeah. So
you lose it on the floor, and you're thinking, "Oh, that's it." Oh no, it's a stone. Oh, that's it. Oh no, it's a piece of glass. It's just.
You'll be hoovering. I've done it before. I'll be hoovering, and then all of a sudden you'll hear ting, and I was like, "What was that?" It's like something, a screw, a little plastic, something to do with a build.
So test build then.
Yeah. There's been a new test build in France. It's another figure build, and they're now. It's weird because I was like, oh, we've got the movie characters. They're now moving into video game characters. So we've got the Lynch King from World of Warcraft. Now, if you don't know what World of Warcraft is, you probably weren't around in 2000 because it was a game I religiously played for years on the PC.
Heard about it, but never played it.
Never played it. It was. There was a time in sort of 2000 to about 2003 or 4, and it was huge. It was mega. I mean, I think it's still quite big now, but not as big as it was. But it was one of those games where it was the first. I remember it being the first game where people were making actual money from a game. So you would do quests, and then you would get legendary items, and people were selling them items on eBay for real money. It was crazy. And then you had people farming stuff. So you farm materials, and people were selling that sort of stuff as well on eBay. It was the first sort of time where people were buying stuff with physical money for their game. But yeah, anyway, so they're doing the Lynch. He's called the Lynch King, and it's a figurine. I think it's quite tall. It's the sort of, I think it's bigger than Optimus Prime, but smaller than Terminator.
Right.
So I think it's about. I'm not entirely sure the size of it. I tried to look on now Chris Collections over in France. He's done it on his video, so you can go and check it out. You build the head in the first issue. It is a test build, but it sort of just opened my mind a little bit because I was like, they're going into gaming now. So they've done cars, they've done TV series, they've done movies. Now we're going into video games now. And then it's sort of like trying to rack my brain at what else they could do from a video game. So
we could build a Mario Kart.
There's Mario Kart. There's I was thinking Nemesis from Resident Evil as a figurine. So it opens up more. It just opens up.
I mean, I got an email this week. This doesn't appeal to me, but it is kind of a Partwork because you get it weekly.
Yep.
But this is more aimed at the crafters. This is Hachette later on this year, early this year. They're going to be doing a new cross stitch, which is the Peter Rabbit cross stitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they done the patchwork quilt, they did the Disney cross stitch, and now they're looking at doing the Peter Rabbit cross stitch.
One. Yeah.
It's kind of a Partwork, but more of a crafting Partwork.
That probably is more of a Partwork than sort of our builds, because a Partwork was something that he collected a bit like that, and years ago. So that was more of a Partwork than what we sort of class as a Partwork now. But yeah, those sort of things they've done, like you said, they've done the quilt thing before, and they've done the patchwork stuff, and they've done loads of stuff like that. It's sort of they always seem to do those crafty sort of builds like this. Hachette do. It's one of their staples. It's a bit like when they do like the graphic novels.
Yeah.
When they've done Deadpool before, and Marvel and Star Trek and stuff like that. It's sort of a no-brainer. It's sort of like they always sell very well, so they always bring them out.
Oh, well, all I got off Julie was register interest. So, okay. Before she said that, though, I had registered interest because cross-stitching is her thing. So
Yeah.
Don't get in trouble. But yeah, it's cheaper than.
Yeah.
I think it's $4.99 each issue, so it's cheaper than what the models are.
Oh yeah. I think it's just because of the material and that and stuff like that, and they don't. I think the licensing's not as deep, if you know what I mean, than it is with like our metal builds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it just brings down costs.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got that email this week, so there is something coming from Hachette. I've got a funny feeling that will come at the end of the Disney Dolls House.
Yeah, that'll be April issue 120.
So I reckon that's planned to replace the Disney Dolls House.
What about the Disney cross stitch one? Is that one still out? How long's that got? So these ones don't tend to be very long. They only tend to be about sort of 50 issues.
Came out about 3.5 years ago, I think. So, but I mean, these ones can go on forever.
Oh right, okay.
It's a bit like the Star Trek fact files. They just went on forever and ever. I'm surprised they're still not going now with all the changes.
It was weird because I collected that and I've got it upstairs. But that was something that I started collecting when I was in year 9 of secondary school, and I was still collecting it on my second year at college.
Well, I mean, I collected the
I think it was like 4.5 years, 5 years.
I collected the Star Wars fact files, but they'd be irrelevant now because Disney's changed everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've done Discovery now on Star Trek, so it's sort of, there's a gap now and all that. But the fact files was pulled early anyway, because it was supposed to have a lot of stuff from Star Trek Enterprise, which they didn't complete. But if you look through it, the last couple of issues says you're getting stuff, and then obviously you never get it because they never did it.
I think the fact files came out round about when Voyager came out. This is my no knowledge on Star Trek really much.
Yeah, I think it came out. When was it? It wasn't when Voyager started coming out. I think it was like 98. I was going to say 97, 98. It came out 1998.
97, because I just moved home when it came out, and that would have been in 97. Yeah,
and it didn't stop. I believe it stopped in 2001.
Yeah, it came out as when I was doing my GCSEs at high school. So
I got, like I said, I think I was in year nine at school, and I was still collecting it. Issue 348. When I was at when I was at college, my second year in college is when it stopped. So
it's a bit like the Marvel figure collection, isn't it? It's just never ending.
Yes, the Star Trek Starships. I mean, they went up to 180 issues. Then we had Discovery ones, and then Picard. Then it stopped. Fanhome picked it up, so there's even more coming out. But yeah, it's a bit of a roller coaster, that one. I don't think there's ever been a Partwork that's gone on for longer.
No. Well, no, the DeLorean did have its extension, didn't it? But that was
I also collected the Marvel figurine, the Marvel fact file as well, and that went up to 200 and something, 250 or something. But no, the Star Trek one, I think, was 348. I think around that sort of number. It was a lot. It went on for a long time. I remember this was weekly, and the issues weren't a lot of money. I think it was only £3 for the issues.
Yeah.
So we are going back to the 90s, so it was a long time ago. But yeah, we're showing our age now.
The second thing you want to talk about?
What was that?
Skyline.
Oh yeah, Bumpergate. We've called it Bumpergate, right? Now the guy that done all the technical stuff and actually built the car, he does the YouTube videos. He's been doing them for years, and he goes through the cars that were on the show when he was technical advisory for the Fast and Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious. And he goes through all the cars on there, and there's a few videos on there that he goes on about the Skyline, the R35. And in it, he shows a photo of it. And that photo, I think you've got it, Mark.
I haven't got the photo, but I've got the video link.
Okay, so there is a video link. Go on the video link. He talks about it, and he shows they built 5 cars for the movie. They're all sort of very similar, but also different. There's a picture of the Skyline that he shows on screen, and you can clearly see that there is a purplish tint on the front of the car, and I think that's what Fanhome have used that picture, which is the official car from the show, from the film, and you can see it's got a slight, from a different angle, it's got slightly purpley, sort of pinky colour to it, purpley colour. So I just wanted to bring that up to say that that's the, you can go and watch the video. The guy does lots of videos on them. He's done loads on the Skyline as well. So it's worth just giving them a little bit of a watch. But like I said before, I don't see that there's a problem. Lots of people have seen there's a problem. It should be very blue. It's not. It's sort of a faded blue. But the way that when you angle it, because what happened was they sprayed it silver, so it mimicked it going into the car sort of thing. So it blended into the car. And I think with doing that, they've sprayed it with like a chrome silver paint, so in certain light when you walk around it sort of goes purple. And I think Fanhome have tried to replicate that, and that is why we've now got this Bumpergate.
Pre-warning, the guy hated the stripes on the car.
Yeah, watch the video. The guy said, "Oh, take it away," and they put a load of decals on it, and he said it was horrible. He goes, "Why have you put muscle car stripes on a supercar? It looks awful." He hated it, but they did it, and that's what he had to go with. But he absolutely hates it.
And then they put the bits on the side, and he even hated that as well.
They put the stripe bits along the side. He said they hated that as well. I think he's quite a controversial character in the world of Fast and Furious. But yeah, do go and check out his video if you want any information on the first film and the second film, because he was creative director on that and advisory, and it was actually his R35, sorry, that they used in the film. It was his car he bought, and they used it in the movie, which he then later changed. If you watch the video, he later changes the color back to the original color of blue that he wanted, because it was originally black and it changed colors. But yeah, it's an interesting video. If you've got the link there, stick it in the chat. Yeah, go and check it out. and there's loads of stuff. Like there is a part in the garage where they've got the 5 cars, and they are all blue, but this is before he puts the silver spray on them. But there is a picture that goes on the screen. It's on the screen for about 20 seconds or something, where you can clearly see that there is purple on the front bumper bit. And I think that's the one that Fan Home have used when they designed the car. So, but like I said, IXO did say at the Nuremberg Toy Fair that there will be a replacement part later on. Now, Fan Home have said they've said the part's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So we'll have to see what happens with that, because we've got one from the supplier, which is the guys that make the parts and supply it to us, and then we've got another response from Fan Home, the guys that sell it to us. So I don't know what's going on there, but there may be a replacement. You just have to watch this space. But I don't see there's a problem with it. Like I said, I've mentioned it before. So
yeah. So like I said, I'll put the video link in the chat.
Yeah,
and
cool.
If you like movie cars, it's actually worth quite a watch actually.
He goes on. There's a load of different rigs, and if you go along and watch the videos, he tells you about all the near misses, all the accidents they had on screen, all the bits that they crashed and then left the parts in the movie. So it's also worth noting that car, the Nissan Skyline, was only in the film for about 15 minutes. It's in a nighttime scene, and then obviously he crashes it. That crash he has on it is actually a real crash that Paul Walker did by accident, and they left it in the movie. But the car is only on screen for about 15 minutes. It's not on screen for a very long time at all, and that's it. We never see it again.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think the Dodge Charger was on screen more than the
Skyline. Yeah. The Dodge Charger was in the very first movie, and then it was in. It wasn't in Too Fast, Too Furious, but it was in Tokyo Drift as well, and it was in every other film since the Charger. It goes through a lot of changes through the movies, but it's in every single film apart from Too Fast, Too Furious. But it's in every other film. So. Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm going to get on with some of this chat because I do have to leave a little bit early tonight because I'm helping Dano with his Eddie Stobart at 8 o'clock.
Cool.
So we just have to end about.
Is that the Enterprise build he's doing still?
No, it's the Eddie Stobart tonight.
Oh, right, okay. So, I see they got the curtains. They actually got the proper cloth curtains as well, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm quite chuffed about that one.
Yeah.
A lot of them were worried would it just be plastic siding or whatever, or off curtains, and so okay. So first I've got in is D Harris, who says evening all, evening D.
Hi D.
And then we've got Steve 131 in saying evening all, evening Steve.
Hi Steve.
We've got Go For It Painting in saying hello. Hi Go
For It.
Then we've got D Harrison again saying good evening Mark and Kev. Evening D.
Good day.
We've got Spider Sprue in saying hello, Mark and Kev. How the devil are you this fine evening? Hi, Spider Sprue. Yeah, D was the first one to know about my Enterprise because I sent him the video the night before I released it.
Oh, right, okay.
So, but we did play a game for about half an hour of guess what model it's going to be. Okay, we've got Ian Catlin saying evening all. So, evening, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
There's a lot more traffic on your channel tonight. Seems though we discovered you could link it up the day before.
Yeah. I didn't realise that, so we've linked it up the day before, and As
soon as you get the link, you can go in and link it up, and it'll stay there. Next, we've got Dave McBills in saying good evening, Mark and Kev. Have a great stream tonight. Thank you, Dave. Mark. Evening to you. We've got Horlicks in saying evening all. Hi, Horlicks.
Hi, Horlicks.
I have started some of these, but just the first few ones. We've got Booking saying not first. Well, early people. And then he says LOL. We've got Scott Duggan in saying good evening all. Hope you all enjoyed the rain and wind.
No, there's nothing. It's been very dry, actually, I've got to say today. Quite sunny. We've not had any rain or anything today.
We got quite deep snow. It lasted a day, and then it's just been freezing fog on a night. So that's about as much as we got. Bookman's Model Mania says, hey, all on Kev's channel. We've got Stephen Belcher in saying, hi, Mark and Kev. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Steve131's in saying, evening all.
Evening.
We've got Kenneth in saying, afternoon, Mark and Kev and everyone else from Atlanta, Georgia. Kevin and Mark are incredible and amazing people. I'm on step 5 of my Porsche Testarossa Spider Ferrari. Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Cool.
I'm going to have to look at them Porsche kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Yeah. Got David Phillips says, evening all. Evening, David.
Hi, Dave.
And we've got Dano's Universe saying, hello, everyone. Hi, Dano.
Hi, Dano.
And then we've got DS Models in saying, hey up, part workers. So, hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Then we've got David Phillips saying, evening, gents. Evening, David. Horlicks has gone up another and gone, hi, all over here. We've got Bookman's Model Mania saying, current score, Steve's 2, Dave's 4.
Yeah.
And we've got below Peter Webster in saying, hi,
Peter.
Mark and Kev. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
And then that's the last one I started, so you have to bear with me now.
Yeah.
We've got John's Model Making in saying, evening all, you need a beige carpet. It shows everything. You know what? I'd have lino tiles down in here if it were my way, because I had white ones in the previous one, and you could find anything on them. Absolutely anything.
Yeah, the only thing we thought about getting sort of recarpeting, having like a beige colour, but we've got dogs, and they would just decolor it really quickly because they just run around and get all muddy, and you try and dry them, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So let's go for a darker colour.
Book says, I hate it when I go looking for lost parts on the floor and find one I lost months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, you pick up stuff. I didn't even realise I dropped that.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Stuart Gibson says, a Master Chief build could be good. Master Chief?
Yeah, Master Chief, yeah. It's from Halo.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Xbox's first ever game they brought out?
That was Xbox. I think it was Xbox's first exclusive game. It never came on the PlayStation. It was a Microsoft game, I think. But yeah, it's done pretty well. I've even done a TV series. But yeah, that could be quite good as a build.
Yeah, yeah. John's Model Making says, has anyone seen the Ford Falcon at the Nuremberg display?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah.
D. Harris says, the first one I collected was The Art of Fishing, another weekly. Oh.
They've done loads. They've done even like LPs, like record ones as well.
I know Eagle Moss used to do like military watches, didn't they? And
yeah, my brother collected the military watches, the different military watches from different command units and stuff.
Yeah.
My brother collected that. They've done that for a long time. They also used to do you remember the DVD ones where you'd get 2 episodes on a DVD every week?
Oh, yeah. I know Julie collected the Downton Abbey DVD set.
Yeah, my wife collected the Charmed one when they did that. And they done a Star Trek one as well, which I never collected. I always got box sets for them. But they done that. And they done Doctor Who as well.
I remember the Star Trek one because wanted all the Next Generation episodes of the films up to when they came out.
Yeah, and then I think they done the original series, and that was it. They never did DS9 or Voyager or anything like that. But they did Doctor Who. They did do Doctor Who, I think, up until season 4 or something like that. And then they did a load of like older stuff as well.
Yeah.
But they've done that. It's, all those sorts of stuff is all Partwork stuff that they've done before.
That's good. We've got Burgess in saying, evening, gang. Evening, Burgess.
Hi, Burgess.
That's me putting in the link for the YouTube video to watch. John's put that on both channels. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of us saw it, but I still don't know if they've got the license for it or anything. But you never know. I mean, there's loads of stuff, like I said before. I think I said it last week or the week before at the Nuremberg Toy Fair, when they always do these things. There's always stuff on display that never comes out. So we've had like the Mini Cooper that never materialised, and then we had the Morris Minor. That was on display at IXO. It's never been released. So there is a few things that they've done that they've showcased that have never come out.
You got to think about it. The prototypes are always made out of plastic. It's never the final design.
No.
What you see in the prototype videos or the advertisement videos is the prototype.
Yeah.
Which isn't the completed thing with the parts or anything. Well, like the type of parts, it's all ABS plastic. And then they start adding the metal bits in and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's always just the prototype.
Yeah, you can tell that with the Lancaster, because a lot of people, I think, watched the promo and went, hang on, it's not swooped back, the engines are running wrong. And they're like, well, that's the prototype. It always changes. When it comes out, it will have the right bits.
I can kind of understand people's caution with the Lancaster, questioning things after what happened with the Spitfire. I think a lot of people, probably myself included, don't want it to go down the way the Spitfire did. That was a really fantastic model to build. It really was. And at the end, it was such a disappointment. And it kind of, Harshett wouldn't listen to us to say there was a problem. There was clearly a problem, but they said there wasn't. And I think people who are doing the Lancaster are saying, right, okay, we'll go with it. We'll try and travel down that road, and then people are putting flags up everywhere, just being extra cautious that it's going to be correct.
Yeah.
Which I can understand.
Oh yeah, fully. Yeah, of course.
The only thing I think of really is they already did the wooden Lancaster Harshett, so they must know a little bit about what they should be doing.
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll see. Burgess says, had an interview on Vin Wiki on how the studio wanted to use boring US cars for product placement money. Wow. So, well, actually, I found out something because I always wondered this. Why did Back to the Future franchise use Pepsi? Because it was all Pepsi.
Yeah.
In the movies. And I was like, well, wouldn't you go with the other brand? And I Googled it. And the reason they went with Pepsi was Pepsi's logo back in 1955, is it, when they go back, was different to the logo in 1985.
Yeah.
So they could use that old logo, and then when they go, Back to the Future, well, irony, they could use the current logo. But all the product placement and everything that the franchise did, all Pepsi had to do was supply the actors and the crew with Pepsi.
Yeah.
For free. So they got all that advertising, all that for basically not a lot of money to them.
No.
Crazy. Absolute crazy. But yeah, they used it because of the different of the logos.
Yeah.
So next we've got Carl Scale Modelling in, saying evening Carl.
Well, Carl.
We've got Ian's World and Model saying evening everyone. Great info, guys, as usual. Thank you, Ian.
Cheers, Ian. Yeah.
We've got DS Modeler saying, hey from Pennsylvania, USA. Welcome to the show.
Hi, DS Model.
And then Stuart Gibson says, possibly be similar to Robo and Iron Man builds, though. I think that's the Halo character.
The Lynch King, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very, very similar, yeah. But on the scale, it looks quite big. So it looks bigger than those figures, but I would imagine it's on those same scale. But it also means that if they're doing things like that, because the Lynch King looks very similar to Sauron from the Lord of the Rings. The mask that he wears is very, very similar. So I mean, they could do this one and then go, oh, we could do Sauron.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be much of a difference, really.
Yeah. We've got Ken Fairclough in saying, hi Mark, are you still gonna build a Just Jane Lancaster from Harshett? I'm not sure yet. I've got to think about that one. I haven't started my Lancaster build yet. I do have all the issues up to current, which is issue 6. I just haven't started. I'm still on catch up, so I've still got a couple of more models I need to catch up on before I can look at bringing that one in. So it's a bit like the Enterprise. I've been collecting that for actually 6 months.
Yeah.
Just holding back on it, just waiting for certain things to finish, or
Yeah.
and then I'd bring it, and I know I'd have plenty to build, and I can just build my heart out on it, really. So that's why I basically collected it for 6 months and kept it to myself. So
yeah.
D Harris says, still guessed it right. Did take a while with the out before, but new. Yes.
Yeah.
So when me and D playing the guess the model game, I said to him, yeah, it's been out before, but it's new.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was out before with Eagle Moss, Fan Home taking it over, and it's new to Fan Home.
New. Yeah.
D says there was a Stargate DVD set as well.
There was, yeah.
I watched a movie of that, but I never watched the TV series.
Do you know what? I watched the film. The film's okay, and my brother is massively into Babylon 5 and Stargate. Just 2 series I could never ever get into. I don't know why. I just couldn't get into them.
No.
Yeah, Babylon 5 I tried, and I don't know why. I just couldn't get into it. Same with Stargate. I tried and couldn't get into it. Though it done very well. I think they done like 14 series and like 3 spin-offs. So it done very well. But I just couldn't get into it.
No. Imagine if they did a Star Trek collection now of all of them on DVD.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
You're going to need kind of a library.
More than that. I mean, but who collects DVDs now? They're stopping all of that now, aren't they? They're stopping them all.
They are, but I still love a DVD. I still love a hard copy film. It's still better for me. Other side of this chimney breast is our DVD collection. We've got about 300 to 400 DVDs that we've been collecting since it first came out.
I've got
I like it. I still like buying CDs as well. I still like going to HMV or places and buying a CD and having that. Even though I come home, I put it on computer, so it's on me in my folder. But I still like buying CDs.
Physical, yeah. A lot of people do, but there's they're sort of stopping it in America. There's I think Walmart stopped selling physical copies. You've got Game here in the UK. They've stopped taking in physical copies of games now. So you can't go and trade in anymore. So that's all stopped. It's just a slow decline. I think there's a lot of stuff that they're sort of saying and not bringing out on DVD and that.
But you see, they did that with vinyl in the early 90s. Vinyl were going out, and then
now it's come back.
Now it's come back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm surprised they haven't started redoing VHS, because that has had a bit of a resurgence. Last couple of years, loads of people have been going on about VHSs and stuff, and so I'm surprised that they haven't started redoing them again.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I like to buy them. I do like to have them in my collection, and so it's just the way I am. So I'm always going in charity shops hunting for stuff like that. I always look at the DVDs and the CDs. I joined the bandwagon. I got rid of all my original CDs, and then I got a car that would only play CDs.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to start collecting them again, and just built it up from there again.
Yeah.
So, but then, like I said, I get it home, put it on the computer, so it's there if you want to listen to it and stuff. So, but look at hi-fis.
Yeah.
They were a must in a living room. You had to have a hi-fi. So
you don't. Yeah, they don't do them anymore. I think what they set. I've got a sound bar in my front room. That's it. I think that's what the stereo would have been originally. Yeah. But it would have had bigger speed. I mean, back in the day, you're going years back in the day, I used to have decks and everything. So I used to have a pair of direct belt decks when I was, in my early teens, late teens, I should say, 17, 18. And I used to go to a shop in Birmingham called Hard to Find Records. It was a brilliant shop. I think it's still about, but I used to go in there, buy all the records and stuff like that. But all that sort of stuff went. I started off with the vinyl, then I moved on to CD decks.
Yeah.
And then obviously the girls came along and I sort of stopped it. But I used to do all of that.
Yeah.
Years ago now.
So different how it's changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Ken Fairclough says X-Files DVD collection as well. So yeah,
I think it was like a thing in the early 2000s where they like DVDs were, and you had that Blu-ray thing. So I think DVDs were a lot cheaper. So they were bringing out all these DVDs. So I know Charmed was on Star Trek. We've had Doctor Who, X-Files, Stargate. So it was all these things, but I think it was like the same company bringing them out.
Yeah.
But they had all these things. They all came with a magazine, I believe, as well. I remember they came with like a magazine that accompanied the episodes on the disc.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. We've got a Facebook user saying, "Evening all, have just ordered the DeLorean and can't wait to start. It is a good build.
Make sure you watch the video.
Yeah, watch people's videos, and then you'll be able to avoid what happened on the original run with stuff.
Yeah.
So it's worth watching. That's what I did with mine. I watched all the videos and all the tips and advice and built mine that way. So Scott Duggan says, still hoping that Darth Vader model of build comes out. Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, so am I. Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely one I want to build.
This is Horlick's comment on DVD saying, same Mark, feel like I own it then. Yeah. So, you buy the copy, you've got it.
Yeah, well, this is another thing that's just happened as well. Because I remember going back years ago, there used to be, do you remember these companies like hamper companies? Do you remember years ago, hamper companies? You would send them, like, through the year, you'd send them money, and then at Christmas, you would be able to redeem it for loads of money. And my mum had one, and then loads of them collapsed. And everyone lost their money. But the same thing's happening with DVDs. So I don't know if anyone watches anime or anything like that, but there was two companies. You've got Funimation and Crunchyroll. Well, Funimation is closing, and it's moving over to Crunchyroll. But Funimation, you could buy the media on there. So you could buy the digital versions of anime.
Right.
That is all gone.
Oh, okay.
So people are going crazy about it because people have spent over like $100-$200 on DVDs, digital movies and TV series, and they're just going to be wiped out. They're going to be gone. And it got me thinking, because I've got loads of digital copies of stuff, like on Google and YouTube and on Sky as well. And I was thinking, what happens if they collapse? What happens if Sky go, we're getting rid of all the digital stuff?
Yeah.
I lose out. Not only that, I lose my digital copy, but I also lose it forever. And I've got no comeback, no money back, no nothing. So all the money that I've spent getting them, it's worthless. So it's worth getting physical stuff. So you put it in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D says, I still prefer DVD.
Blu-ray for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Peter says, I still haven't got to grips with doing the Rossi, still looking at me in the box. Think I'm back on mine next week, unfortunately for me.
Unfortunately. It's not that bad, is it, surely?
I've been putting it off. I really have been putting it off and off and off and off. And it's like, it's coming round now. I'm thinking, oh no, I've really got to touch that model again. So,
it's not that bad. Not that bad. Yeah.
Ask people who have built it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the easiest.
Have they got any hair left?
I don't know. Has he even got any hair left?
I don't want to say.
Not going there. Pollock says, same with the PS5 games. I have to buy the physical disc. Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are moving away now, aren't they?
I don't get the games, right? You go out, you buy the disc, you bring it home, and have to download the game for 8 hours.
Oh, tell me about it. And not only that, there's always an update. So you play it one day, and the next day there's a patch. You spend hours trying downloading these patches as well.
It's like if you want to buy your kids a game for Christmas, give it them Christmas Eve, and then they can download it and play it on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally agree with that.
Crazy. John's Model Making says I could do with a VHS player. He also says love to buy vinyl, but they are expensive. Yeah. Stuart Gibson says a lot of bands and musicians are releasing a lot of new music on cassette now, so everything comes back around at some point. Yeah,
I've noticed that as well, Stuart. I've seen a lot more stuff coming back, sort of cassette wise, and I'm like, oh, they're not only doing vinyl, they're also doing cassettes as well.
Yeah.
Some people. I mean, my dad was talking to me saying that some people prefer the music on a vinyl because it feels more real.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Ian says, do you think there is a market for nostalgic partwork items such as a DVD, cassette, etc.?
There could be.
Yeah.
It's not. Definitely.
Yeah.
I reckon if they redone, like we were talking, they redone the Star Trek DVDs as a partwork, I would almost guarantee that people would buy it.
We've got Crafty Chris in saying good evening, everyone. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
How are you feeling? Good. We've got D. Harris says mine of all this week might get a hand to empty and collapse this shed. Oh, it's half term, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, great. Todd says,
Hi, Todd.
sorry I'm late. Hello and good evening all. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd. I also just want to say I did get your message. And no, I haven't told Brett yet. But if anyone wants to know what we're talking about, so there's been a lot of adverts for Fan Home and stuff like that on Facebook and YouTube. They sort of crop up their adverts. One of the adverts that Fan Home are using, they're using the original Enterprise, the test Enterprise from the original run, which doesn't have the lights around the saucer, and it's got the blue deflector dish, and they're using that in their promotional material. It looks awful. It's not a good look.
Right.
So, yeah.
Book says, I prefer having physical media when I can. I would hate to lose movies stroke music, like when everyone that had a book on their
Kindles, yeah.
disappeared a few years. The book was 1984, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing as well that I found out recently as well. So at the moment, Sky have a deal with all their film companies to allow them to have to use things like Harry Potter and stuff like that. But when they come up for renewal, sometimes Sky doesn't renew it. And so what happens is they remove all the Harry Potter films from their library, but also from their digital library as well. So that means if you bought the Harry Potter series or any Warner Brothers films, they get taken off, even ones that you bought on digital.
Yeah, there were at one point you'd buy them and they'd send you out a physical copy, but they stopped doing it.
Sky have stopped doing that now. But also as well is I remember years ago where you bought a DVD and they gave you a digital copy for free. They will stop doing that as well now.
Yeah,
because a lot of the companies went bankrupt. One of them was called Ultraviolet. So one of the digital companies was called Ultraviolet. It collapsed. And loads of people lost their digital copies. So,
yeah. Ian says, "I've no hair left." LOL. John's saying, I love the Rossi bike, lots of detail, and it's a beaut. It's a nice model. It's just such a pain to build. It really is. It is really, really delicate model.
There are a few builds, that one there, that are like that are an animal to build, but once they're built, they're stunning. They're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's getting to that stage. It's getting to that stage. That's all.
Burgess says, I haven't done the 917KH for a while because of the 24 HT leads. I got all the parts to finish it already. Wow. 24. That's
Yeah, well, look, I'm only on issue 11, and that's all the wiring for the Enterprise build.
Yeah, that's one of the clues I gave D. Looks like a bird's nest.
Spaghetti Junction or what? It's I'm impressed with this. I mean, I'm only on issue 11, but yeah, it's looking all right.
Yeah, to me, it looks like a bird's nest.
Oh yeah, can see it.
Yeah,
looks like a smiley face.
Yeah. D says, Mark, my favourite build. It falls apart, so he builds it twice. LOL. You've got to be careful with it.
Fragile.
Peter Webster says, I just don't want to keep repairing bits on it. Got a lot to put back on already without the new parts. I regret doing it, to be honest. I have no hair or nails. LOL. Ian says we'll be seeing a push on Walkman soon. Yeah.
In actual fact, Ian, I think there are new Walkmans due to come out this year. I saw an advert for them. Yeah, I think Sony is starting to redo Walkmans again, and the big boombox stereos are coming back.
Wow, nostalgia.
Definitely. Yeah. Everything goes round. Remember, everything goes round in circles. We're going round in circles there all the time.
Yeah,
you got to think. We had an energy crisis. We're having an energy crisis at the moment, but we also had one in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then we had the miners' strike and everything else. So everything goes round. Everything's a big circle. It always comes back round again.
Facebook user says kids today will never know the feeling of having to rewind your VHS tapes.
Oh yeah, when you take it back to Blockbusters. I don't think anyone actually rewound the tapes at Blockbusters. They just returned them.
You didn't like the staff in there because you were rude to you. You just send it back, not rewound, so they have to do it.
I think Wayne said that they had a VCR that just rewound the tapes. You just stuck them in and rewound them all day. I reckon you could be there all day just doing that, because I don't think anyone returned them rewound.
My dad used to have a weekend day, maybe a couple of times a year, where he'd just sit there and rewind tapes. So they were all rewound.
I just remember, I think the very first VCR we ever got, it was like this big thing that was bigger than the TVs, like, and you put a tape in the top, and it sort of slunk down, but it sort of thudded, like everything shook when it went down, and when it rewound, it sounded like an aircraft taking off.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Facebook user says, and the heartache when the tape gets chewed and stuck in the VHS.
No. That happened a few times.
That's doing my OCD in that.
Chewed it up. Yeah.
Peter Webster says, I'm locking my Rossi in a trunk when it's complete so it don't fall apart. Yeah.
Get a display case and then you might be all right.
Ian says, my Rossi is still waiting a repair. Oh, good luck, Ian. Holic says, yes, Facebook user, and you grit your teeth in case it snaps when it comes to the end. Jonathan Mulligan say, I have just eaten a biscuit, so later on I will eat another and another, round and round and go, LOL.
Yeah, we do go round and round.
And then Buck says, things are always coming back around in the late 90s. I saw a girl wearing a tie-dyed T-shirt, bell-bottoms and 4-inch clogs. I thought I'd fallen through time back to the 70s.
Yeah, all the fashions coming back round again. All the 90s. Well, I think it's like the early 2000 fashions coming back again.
Yeah.
It's all. Yeah, I think it goes round in a big circle. I mean, you kind of go. I mean, my dad remembers when the doctors went out on strike last time over pay, and it's like, I can't believe it's happening again. They've learnt nothing, and you're just going around in circles all the time. And it's the same with, like you're saying, with videotapes and cassettes and and you know what I mean. It's all just going around in circles again. Everything comes back around.
It's worth holding on to things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I reckon some of the original stuff now. If you had like an original, I think if the original Walkmans, Sony original Walkmans, are worth a load of money now.
Yeah.
They're,
nostalgia. Right. It's coming up to 5 to 8.
Yeah.
That went really quick.
That did go really quick. Yeah.
That's brilliant. So thank you everybody tonight for your comments and chat and being involved. And yeah, it's been a good chat tonight. Yeah. Oh, definitely. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Have you got anything coming up this week, Kev?
I'm actually up to date with all of my Partworks, so I've just got to wait for stuff to turn up. And like I said, I think the Batman 66 is the only thing that's going to turn up. Hopefully this week, maybe next. Yeah. But yeah, I've got to do these. These are all stacked up, so I've got to do some of them. So they'll be on the channel this week. So I've got all that to do.
Cool. Not really much on my channel. Something kind of new but a bit old is coming out tomorrow. It's not the Star Trek build, but you'll see. I've just got to upload it, and then yeah, I can put it out tomorrow. So thank you everybody for tuning in today, and yeah, we'll be back again next week. Same chat, same place. So let me just get the brand ready. Yeah. So right, I've been Mark.
I've been Kev.
And we'll catch you all next time, guys. Bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.